Hello everyone, this is Dr. Ashok Kumar from Government Women Engineering College Ajmer. This is lecture 7 of antenna parameter series, and in this lecture 7 we are going to discuss about phase transmission equation. The following contents will be addressed in lecture 7 of this series. Initially phase transmission equation, then problem based on phase transmission equation. The content of this lecture 7 is prepared with the help of following popular books. Phase transmission equation. A wireless system consists of a transmitter connected to an antenna radiating electromagnetic energy into free space, and at the other end of the system another antenna pick up the electromagnetic energy and delivered it to the receiving system. So we can say this is a basic wireless communication system in which the important component is the antenna through which we can transmit energy, I mean electromagnetic energy, into the free space and vice versa. This principle we have understood in this lecture of input impedance series, and there we have calculated the power transmitted by the antenna as well as the induced power by the antenna when we are using in a receiving mode. So the received power depends on the transmitted power, gains of the transmit and receive antenna, wavelength of electromagnetic waves in free space, and the distance between the transmit and receive antennas. And this is we can say it is a derivation that we need to calculate in this lecture here, and we can also say that the received power is also dependent on the directivity instead of gain, irrespective of the efficiencies that belongs to the antennas that we have discussed, as well as the polarization matching is also discussed in this lecture also. And this analysis is called as a phase transmission equation. Sometimes we can say, or we can say in other words, the phase transmission equation relates the received power to power transmitted by between two antennas separated by a distance r greater than 2d square by lambda, where d is the largest dimension of either antenna. So important is here this phase transmission equation applicable only in the far field region, and that far field region we have studied in the lecture 1 of this series, in which we have studied the different types of region, far field region, in which the important is the r greater than 2d square by lambda. This phrase formula is extended to take into account the impedance and polarization mismatch of the system, that we should include in this analysis also about the impedance as well as polarization mismatch of the system. To understand the concept of phase transmission equations, we can consider a geometrical orientation, as you can see in the figure 16 of transmitting antenna as well as receiving antenna. And here you can see we are considered some parameters in which the transmitted power is the PT, and the gain of the transmitting antenna is GT, and DT is the directivity of the transmitting antenna. ECD is the radiation efficiency of the transmitting antenna, and this is the reflection coefficient at the transmitting antenna side ROT, and this is the unit vector or the polarization unit vector rho of T. And similar we can assume or consider in the case of receiving antenna also, and we have replaced the subscript T into the R. R stand for the receiver and T stand for the transmitter. So this principle we have considered, and the distance between the transmitting antenna and receiving antenna we have considered is equal to capital of R. So the transmitting antenna transmit the electromagnetic energy into the free space, and receiving antenna receive the electromagnetic energy uh, irrespective of reverse process of the transmitting antenna. Initially, we assumed that the transmitting antenna we have considered isotropic radiator, so we can say the transmitting antenna radiate equal power in all direction, that we have measured in terms of radiation intensity. We have measured in terms of power intensity, and that power intensity we have represented W naught, and W naught can be calculated, which is equal to ET PT upon 4 pi R square. So here ET we have considered is the efficiency of the transmitting antenna. In this efficiency, the radiation efficiency as well as the other efficiency, maybe the I square R losses efficiency, or the reflection efficiency is also included, that we have discussed in the efficiency section of this series. And for a non-isotropic transmitting antenna, the power density in a direction theta t comma phi t, as you can see, this is the direction of theta t, this is the line of sight we can say, and this is the direction of theta t comma phi t. So we can calculate the density of a transmitting antenna Wt, which is equal to Pt, this equation, Gt theta t comma phi t upon 4 pi R square. So we have multiplied here the term Gt means transmitting antenna gain, and this is the multiplication of Pt and Gt is called as a effective isotropic radiated power. That we have put Gt, that we have discussed the gain of the antenna, which is equal to Et dt theta t comma phi of t, that we have discussed previously. So we can say the power density for a non-isotropic transmitting antenna is by this expression 84, and since the effective area since the effective area of the receiving antenna is related to its efficiency ER and directivity DR, or sometimes we can say that the effective area is depends on the gain of the antenna, that we have discussed in the previous lecture of this series in the effective area analysis and input impedance analysis lecture. So we can say that the effective area we have considered in the case of receiving system, that equal to AR equal to ER dr into lambda square upon 4 pi. So this derivation we have derived earlier, and we have represented the effective area by the expression 85. So the amount of power collected by the receiving antenna can be written using equation 94 and equation, this is equation is the 84 and this is equation 85. So we can represent P of R equal to ER dr, and we have multiplied, then we can get the expression of received power when we have included the polarization mismatch factor, and I mean polarization loss factor, transmitting power, receiver, directivity, transmitting directivity, lambda square upon 4 pi r, r is the distance, and Et into Er. So this expression we have get, and this expression is called a Friis transmission equation, or we can restructure this equation in the ratio of received power to the input power. So PR upon PT is equal to ET dt lambda square upon 4 pi R square into dt into dr. So we can restructure in equation 87. This equation is also called a Friis transmission equation. The equation, the power received, as you can see in equation 7, assume that the transmitting and receiving antenna match to their respective lines or loads, I mean reflection efficiency are unity, and the polarization of the receiving antenna is polarization match, then the impinging wave polarization loss factor and polarization efficiency is unity. So this equation 87 applicable only in two conditions, or we can say in two factor. These factor are the reflection efficiency is unity and another is the polarization matching. If the reflection efficiency and polarization matching not met, I mean exist, in that case how we can calculate the ratio of received power to the input power from the equation 87 that can be represented by equation 88. So here you can see PR upon PT is equal to ECDT ECR 1 minus rho T square 1 minus rho R square lambda upon 4 pi r square dt dr into this is the polarization factor rho t cap dot rho r cap ka magnitude square. So this is very important, and this equation is applicable in the all wireless communication systems. So we can say that the reflection and polarization matched antenna aligned for maximum directional radiation and reception, and this equation we can reduce is to the ratio of PR upon PT is equal to lambda upon 4 pi r square GOT and GOR. So here you can see we have replaced the efficiencies and directivity multiplication with the gain that we have discussed in the gain and directivity lecture also, and there we have found that the gain is equal to the radiation, or we can say the efficiency into the directivity of the antenna. So we have replaced GOT and GOR with respective of isotropic antenna. So this equation is very popular in the case of antenna engineering as well as in the case of wireless communication systems, or this equation is holds for a mobile communication also. If we have understood the concept of this equation in the case of mobile communication, in that case we have replaced the square term with a pass loss exponent factor that equal to gamma, and gamma is varied according to environmental conditions or according to different propagation conditions, and through which we can calculate the ratio of PR upon PT. If we are considering the case of mobile communication, in that case this path loss exponent factor gamma is equal to 4 we have considered, but this equation holds for a free space wave propagation, and this is called as the Friis transmission equation. This equation can also be written irrespective in the generalized form that we have discussed in the wireless or mobile communication, that PR equal to PT GT GR and lambda upon 4 pi r ka square. So here we have eliminated our assumption that we have considered is the isotropic, so we are not considering here, or we can return the received power in the form of generalized expression that we have represented in equation 90, and this equation is also known as the Friis transmission equation. And from in these four equations, as you can see, equation 87, equation 88, equation 89 and 90, one parameter is uh, we have get from this equation, that is the lambda upon 4 pi r ka square. So this ratio lambda upon 4 pi r ka square is called a free space loss factor, or we can say it's a path loss factor, and this is very important because it depends on the frequency as well as on the distance between the transmitting and receiving antenna. And this equation we can express in terms of decibel, and here we have defined in terms of dBm. So here you can see when we are taking the logarithm of this equation 90, in that case we can calculate the received power PR dBm is equal to PT dBm GT dB plus GR dB plus 20 log 10 lambda upon 4 pi r square. So here you can see we have calculated the Friis transmission equation in the various forms with the in when we have included the uh, reflection efficiency as well as the polarization mismatching, and we have also calculated in terms of when we have not included these two factors that we have discussed, is the reflection efficiency and polarization mismatching. So in both cases we have calculated the Friis transmission equation, and the Friis transmission equation holds the various forms that we have discussed in this lecture. And here we are considering the one problem that based on the Friis transmission equation, and in this problem some parameters are given, and these parameters are the frequency is given and GOT is equal to 20 dB is given. Here you can say this is the isotropic, so we have considered GOT and GOR, or we can say not R equal to A 15 dB, and R equal to the distance between transmitting and receiving antenna. R is equal to 1 kilometer is given, and PT is also given, that is equal to 150 volt. And we need to calculate the received power in two cases. First case is the case when we have considered the transmitting and receiving antenna as polarization match, and in the second case when the transmitting antenna is circularly polarized, either right or left handed circular polarized, and the receiving antenna is a linearly polarized. So in both cases we need to calculate the received power. This type of problem is very important in the case of antenna engineering, because in the antenna engineering the polarization matching is very important, that we have discussed in the polarization lecture also. And for considering the case of polarization matching, in that case the magnitude of rho t dot rho r square equal to 1 is considered. So using equation 89, here you can see this is the polarization matching law, or we can say polarization loss factor, that is equal to 1, because the reflection because the polarization is matched with the transmitting and receiving antenna. So in that case it is equal to 1. So by considering the equation 89, G we can calculate the received power. So first we need to calculate the power ratio, or we can say it's the absolute value of the transmitting and receiving antenna gain, as well as the wavelength lambda is required. So by calculating these values and putting the given parameter values, we can calculate P of R equal to 0.3 upon 4 pi into 10 to the power 3 chi square into 100 into 31.623 into 150 into 10 to the power minus 3. So here you can see the 150 volt is given, but we have considered in terms of millivolt. So the received power we are getting in millivolt, but here you are getting the value of received power 270.344 microvolt. So we have converted millivolt in terms of microvolt. So this is the received power. When in the case second, when the transmitting antenna is circularly polarized and receiving antenna is linearly polarized, then polarization loss factor is can be calculated, or is equal to magnitude of rho t dot rho r square. So rho t is the transmitting antenna, and in the case of it is a circularly polarized, so we can consider uh, the equation of circular polarization A of x plus minus j A of y upon root of 2. So here the both either right handed or left handed. If it is a right handed, then we are considering the positive, and it is a left handed, then in this case we can consider is a negative. So we can calculate, and this is the dot product. So here you can see ax dot ax equal to 1, but ay dot ax equal to 0. So we can get 1 by root 2 ka magnitude square equal to 1 by 2 we are getting in the case when the transmitting antenna is circularly polarized, but the receiving antenna is a linearly polarized. So we have multiplied the received power PR, or by considering the equation, but we have multiplied by using polarization loss factor, and that multiplication is we have multiplied in this equation. Here you can see is equal to 1 by 2, then we can get just half the power when the polarization is matched and when the polarization is mismatched. In that case we are getting the power 135.172 microvolt. So this type of approach we can consider for the analysis of the problem based on the Friis transmission equation, and especially when we are considering the polarization loss factor and other parameters that is needed. These two problems are given here to test yourself, and these two problems are similar problems that we have discussed as in the case of problem 1, and these two problems are given here to test yourself. Thank you very much for watching this lecture. I hope this lecture is beneficial for you. In the next lecture of this series, or we can say subsequent lecture, we will discuss about the reciprocity theorem in the case of antenna engineering.